Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to talk about the upcoming transit of Venus that's happening on the 21st of August. Okay, and its impact on Leo rising. Anybody with a Leo rising, Leo ascendant, Leo lagna or moon in Leo. And this video is applicable for all of them. So guys, Venus, the planet of sensuality, the planet of beauty, the planet of luxury, the planet of attraction, the planet of charm, okay, the planet of love, the planet of romance, the most beautiful planet, the planet that shines the most, would be entering into the house of moon, which means the sensuality, the beauty of Venus would meet the tenderness of moon. And this particular transit is happening in your 12th house of foreign lands. So before I talk to you about what is this transit bringing in for you, okay, let me just walk you through on what are the areas that are controlled by Venus in your chart, in your life. So Venus lords the third house of your short-term travel, of your social media. Okay, Venus lords the 10th house. It's the commander of your chart. It's the most important planet for you people because Venus is the lord of your profession. Okay, your employment, your business. It's the lord of your profession, the most important house. And Venus is transiting in the house of foreign land. Okay, and from there he is giving an aspect on the sixth house of your debts, of your enemies, of your diseases, and that this particular aspect is on the house of Venus' best friend, which is Saturn. Okay, now let's talk about what is this transit bringing in for you guys. So the first thing, uh, whenever there's a connection between the fifth, the third, and the 12th house. So which means, guys, if you're waiting for any kind of immigration, if you're waiting for any kind of visa, you would see that for a foreign country, you would see that that this thing is happening now after 21st of August. You get the communication around that. So anything related to migrating to a foreign country or for a visa related, it could be visa, it could be immigration, any communication which is pending or getting delayed. Now is the time. After 21st of August, you will see that that's happening. So Venus is transiting in your 12th house, which means, guys, 12th house is the house of foreign lands. 12th house is the house of spiritualism also. So which means, Leo people, there is a possibility that you may go to a foreign land for spiritualism, for self discovery, for yoga, for meditation, for vipassana, for any kind of thing related to spiritualism. Okay, there is a possibility that you may travel to a foreign land. For example, you are a person who is living in the US, and 21st August afterwards, you may go to a place like Bali for yoga, for meditation, for spiritualism. So that's what is seen. So this is the first thing. Now the second thing is, guys, like 12th house is the house of expenses also. So yes, you would expect little bit of expenses happening. There would be expenses. So be prepared around the expenses. Okay. Now the next thing is, guys, 12th house is the house for bed pleasures, and Venus being there, which is the planet meant for sensuality and love and romance. So yes, you would have a very beautiful nights with your partner after 21st of August. That is also seen. Okay, now the next let's move to the third house. Okay, third house is the house of your as I've already shared, like anything around immigration would be you would be sorted, like it would get through. Now third house is the house of short term travel. So which means, guys, there is a possibility that you may go for an ultra luxury short term travel to a foreign land. Okay, understand the logic. Third house lord in the 12th house of foreign land. So you may go for a short term travel to a foreign land, an ultra luxury travel where you stay in the best of the places, in the foreign country. Now, third house is the house for your siblings also, which means there could be a possibility that you may go to a foreign country, foreign travel with your siblings. Now, third house is the house of skills. So after 21st of August, there is a possibility that you may decide that you want to upgrade your skill set, or you want to pursue a new skill set, or you want to learn a skill set. So for that, you may travel to a foreign land. Okay, third house is the house of the hobbies also, which means in order to pursue a hobby, you may go to a foreign land. Okay, now third house is the house of social media also, guys. So, I mean, you could be, in terms of your social media account, like, you could be on Twitter and you want to cover some country about their, culture, about the people, about the food, about the weather, everything about the country. So, this is also seen, Leo people. So, if you are into social media and to this kind of a space, you may travel for your channel to a foreign land. Okay, so that's mostly about the third house. Now let's move to the 10th house of profession. So guys, the first thing is if you are into the profession of export import, so you would see a lot of business coming from the foreign land, lot of orders, lot of new clients. You would see that would happen because this is the international, like this is Venus in the house of foreign land, the lord of your profession. Now, because it is also the lord of the third house, which means if you're waiting for a communication, okay, in terms of your migration or your for a job to the foreign country, this is an excellent time. You will get the communication around that. This is the time when there is a possibility that you may explore international opportunity and you will get it also. So in case you're planning to move abroad for a job, for your business, for your profession, this is an excellent time and you would see things will happen. Okay, now I mean in case you're a business owner, so there's a possibility that you get a lot of business from the foreign clients during this time. I mean, even if you're an employee somewhere, you're working somewhere. This is the time when you would see a major chunk of business coming through the foreign countries, through your foreign, like if you work in an MNC, so you would see that major business is coming from the foreign side of the country. I mean, from the international place, your international branch office. Okay. Now that's mostly about the profession, guys. Now Venus from the 12th would be giving an aspect on the sixth house, which means there is a possibility because sixth house is the house of debts. So one thing is you would see, and this is the house for Saturn. So it's a very benefic aspect of Venus on the house of Saturn. Its best friend. So first thing you would see a relief around debt. Okay, you would be able to manage debt better. You would be able to pay off the bad debts and you would be able to continue with the good debt. That's seen. So basically you would find a way to manage debt better. Now there could be a possibility also that because it is a connection with your profession, so there could be a possibility that you may get debt from a foreign country also. That is also seen. Now so in terms of debt, it would be you would be able to find a solution around debt. You would be able to add peace with debt. You would be able to handle it better. Now, you may take debt for a short-term travel to a foreign land. That is also seen. Okay, and you will get it easily. Okay. Now, the next thing is if you are, struggling with any kind of a health disorder. Okay, any kind of disease. Now, this is the time you would see that particular disease. Gets like you get some workaround with that disease, or you may be able to cure it, or you may be able to handle it better. Okay, you get the right diagnosis, you get the right treatment, you get the right medicines, you get the right doctor, and you find a workaround to manage with that disease, or that disease gets cured. That's also seen. Now this is the time when you would see your you would be excellent in terms of competition. So for example, there is one because it has a link with your house of profession. So for example, you work in a multinational company. Okay, and you apply for a an IJP. So for example, to the United States of America. Okay, and there are like more people who are competing for that particular position, but here you would be undefeatable. You would defeat all the competition. So if you have this kind of a arrangement, guys, please do apply for a foreign IJP, because there are high probabilities that you will you would be like undefeatable during competition, any kind of competition. Okay, that's also seen. Now this is the house for daily routine also. So you would see some great enhancement in your daily routine. Maybe you start doing some form of an exercise, a workout, like a jogging, running, swimming. okay, yoga, meditation, you would see something that's getting added to your daily routine, and which enhances the daily routine. Okay, and it improves your health also. Now the next thing is, guys, if there's any kind of a problem you're going through with around the court cases, okay, here also you would see a relief coming from the court cases. So that's mostly what I wanted to talk about this transit, guys. So in terms of, yes, I would say in terms of travel, this is the time. I mean, guys, yes, there would be short-term travels, there would be long-term travels, there would be travel for work. Okay, there could be migration for to a foreign land for work. You may go for some short-term assignment, but yes, very high probability of your connection with the foreign land. So there would be a lot of movement, lot of travel, international travel, which is seen, and it would be a good ultra luxury travel. So that's mostly what I wanted to talk about this particular transit. Now let's talk about the most important thing, like who gets this impact. Okay, so Leo people, Leo rising, who are passing through with Venus times, Venus Mahadasha, Venus Antardasha, okay, or Venus Pratyantardasha. So whatever I've talked, you would see that, getting manifested. Okay, if you're passing through with Venus times in your chart, and of course the current Mahadashas and Antardashas, the status of those planets, the strength of those planets also matters. But if you're passing through with Venus times, you would see this is getting manifested. If you're not passing through with Venus times, you're not passing through with Venus Mahadasha, Antardasha, guys, so you would see 10 to 15% of this impact. It would be something like a drop in the ocean. So I want to be honest. So that's mostly about the Leo people, about this particular transit of Venus that's happening. So yeah, I'm making it in little advance, but guys, I wanted to make it because then you can plan. This is a very auspicious transit. And secondly, Venus is in a good move right now. Venus was in Taurus. Currently, it is in Gemini. Okay, now it would be in Cancer. So it's a good movement of Venus. So I thought, I'll take up the series first, so that people can plan their actions accordingly. So that's it for today. Guys. So Leo people, if you've liked this video, I would request you to press the subscription and to press the bell notification. Okay, and do comment. It really brings a smile on my face. And also, if you have any questions related to this particular transit, because I know like international movement is good, international travel is very good, okay, and we all want to do that. So if you have any kind of questions related to this particular transit, like the transit of Venus, you can write in the comments and I will answer. But please make sure that it should be around this particular transit only. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot for your time, and you have a great day. Thank you.